What do you want to see in a Star Wars game? Lightsaber battles? Space battles? All-out war? Well, I bet whatever you said, it wasn't ground vehicles and a deathmatch set up for Jabba's entertainment. Enter Star Wars Demolition, a vehicle combat game. The game was made by LucasArts and Luxoflex. Luxoflex had previously made Vigilante 8, which is sorta like Twisted Metal. There's a version of Star Wars Demolition for the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 1, but the only difference is the Dreamcast has better graphics and 4 players can play simultaneously on that. The game itself is a vehicle combat game where the goal is to stay alive and destroy the enemy. Every character has a basic attack of lasers. Some are red and some are green, but the color doesn't change anything about them. To your left is a radar that will show you your enemies. To your right is your status. The blue area is your shields. This is what protects you from damage. The green is your armor. If this is out, you're dead. It's your life, it's your health bar. The red bar in the middle is your weapon power, and you can't use special attacks, or really any attacks other than normal lasers if it's too low. The blue and red bar will naturally recharge, but the green won't. Under the red bar is a symbol. This shows what secondary weapon is being held. Next to the middle red bar are 2 more red bars. These represent the power of your attack. The left one for your secondary weapon and the right one for your primary. The little ticks by your meter show how many force hits you have. Force hits don't damage, but the more you have before pulling off a special attack, the higher the cash value of the attack. You can charge your weapon by holding down the attack button. Level 2 fires 2 lasers, level 3 fires 3, and level 4 is a character-specific special attack. Hitting an enemy with a 2 or 3 increases your force hits, but them hitting you with a 2 or 3 decreases your force hits. Remember, force hits are good for money, but if you just need to kill them and don't need the money, don't worry about that. I almost never use them anyway, and I can still get by pretty easy and come up with the cash. Your secondary weapon can be charged too, but I'll talk about that later. Also, when looking at an enemy, you can read their stats as well. Alright, let's head to the main menu real quick. We enter Jabba's palace and we see a Twi'lek girl presenting us with options and game modes. The next screen is Bib Fortuna. Then we see Jabba, and last off is screens with Friggin' Dan and his band. Yeah, that's their name. Well, almost. Let's rewind to the Twi'lek girl and check out those game modes. The first game mode is Battle. In this mode, you choose your opponents, planets, and you fight them. Next is Tournament mode. You choose your character and fight through 4 rounds, adding more enemies. This mode has a currency system called credits, and you need 10,000 credits by the end to receive an ultimate victory. Otherwise, it's just a victory. You need these ultimate victories to unlock characters. Get ultimate victory with all the starting characters to unlock more characters. Next is high stakes, where you and a single opponent for 4 rounds bet your credits on who will win. Quick note on credits. They don't do shit. There's nothing to buy here, so credits are more like points. The last mode is Hunt a Droid. You're giving a time limit to shoot as many probe droids as possible before time runs out. And then you get a high score, which doesn't do anything either. One cool feature about this mode is using a cheat, you can switch the probe droids to gun guns. And killing gun guns is always better.
Sorry. How rude.
Alright, now that you memorized everything I said, and yes, this will be on the test, we can dive deeper into the game. Throughout the maps, you can find a shield post by finding an area with a blue glowing aura. Sitting there will regain your shields, but these posts only have so much energy, and doing so also takes away credits. Weapon posts have a red glowing aura. You sit there to regain weapon power. Teleporters are also all over the map. You can go into them and move to a different spot if you are under heavy fire or you just want to be on a different side. To get a secondary weapon, you smash into one of these white droids called weapon droids, and as far as I know, they are exclusive to this game. Alrighty, time to discuss secondary weapons. Proton torpedoes. This sucker's like a fireball. Charge it to ×2 and you shoot a bigger fireball. ×3 shoots 2. And full power gives you a huge blast of energy. Concussion missiles. These are missiles that you fire to follow your target. A ×2 fires 2 missiles separately. A ×3 fires 3. And full power puts 4 missiles in a bundle and shoots them off as one big attack. Tractor beam holds your enemy in place. A ×2 pushes them away. A ×3 holds them for a bit and then pushes away. And full power will send a radius blast that pushes anyone in the area, and it damages them. Thermal detonators. A ×1 places a bomb on the ground for the enemy to run over. A ×2 fires 2 and hides them in the ground to pop out when someone runs over. ×3 hides 3 in the ground. And full power sends a giant rolling detonator at the nearest target. You can very easily damage yourself with the detonators though, so be careful where you place them. When you defeat your enemy, there will be a brief moment where you have a chance to deliver a final blow. To do this, you simply hit them with your primary and secondary weapon at full power. The final blow will give you more credits, but that's it. If you don't do it, your enemy will die naturally and you won't get credits. Now let's talk about power-ups. There are 3 power-ups in the game, and they look like this. They are actually letters in the Star Wars alphabet. As you can see, we have A, B, and K, which means nothing really. The fact that they are letters has nothing to do with what they do. The A is an energy converter. It helps turn the attacks you are taking into shield and weapon power. But only a little, and you'll still get damaged a lot. The B is a deflector shield. It makes it so your shield blocks lasers, which is barely even helpful. And the K, which is the most useful in my eyes, this is a cloaking device, and this will allow you to turn invisible to radar and transparent to enemies. Concussion missiles won't be able to find you if you are cloaked as well. Now there is a downside. When you are cloaked, you have no shield, so all damage goes to your honor. It goes to your honor? Really makes you a disgrace to your family, huh? It goes to your armor. In addition to pickups, there are also droids that can boost your stats. They are hidden in different places depending on planet. The R2 droid, which will repair your armor very slowly. The gonk droid, which increases your shields to not take as much damage and increases your rate of fire. And the tactical droid, this little booger that's exclusive to the game, and he follows you flying and shooting lasers at enemies close by. He also lets your weapon power charge faster. Okay, now let's take a quick break, see some of this stuff in action, but without the killer soundtrack, cause YouTube's being an ass. Right, now before I move on to talking about all the characters, make sure to like and subscribe. Each character has a victory movie and a defeat movie you unlock by playing tournament mode. They each have different stats indicated here. Oh, what's that? You can't read the stats because they are weird symbols that don't really help? Well, let me explain! The top one is the armor, the middle one is speed, and the bottom one is weapon power. I don't know why you couldn't figure this out. These are pretty self-explanatory signs. Okay, on to the characters. And yes, I know them in order by heart.
Wade Fox, Boba Fett,
General Otto,
Tia and Gia,
Aura Singh,
Kuoga, Tomto
Tonto
Screech,
Screech,
Pugwash,
Witten,
Malakili,
Malakili, Lobot,
Lobot,
Bosch,
Darth Maul.
Alright, so Wade Vox, he's a force-sensitive dude who drives the land speeder. His special attack is this force push type thing. Boba Fett, pretty sure you know who he is. He flies around with a jetpack and fires a big missile from his back that blasts red lightning to enemies and allies in its radius. Yes, I said allies, he can hurt you and your teammates too. General Otto, he's an old fake-looking Imperial dude who drives an AT-ST. And to tell the difference between an AT-ST and an AT-AT, AT-ST has 2 legs, AT-AT has 4. It doesn't matter, but as a kid, this other kid got really mad at me for not knowing, so now it's something I just keep in my mind. He has a grenade launcher, which is kinda dumb, and it does miss a lot. Okay, now I forgot to mention who the fuck knows what this timeline is. Darth Maul's here, but so is adult Boba Fett, so just ignore the timeline parts. Okay, we got Tia and Gia. They're twin rebel fighters who fly a snow speeder. They have a tow cable which lets them latch onto enemies and drags them, which is kinda cool, except 1, that means you have to have your ass facing them to hit them with it, and 2, your enemy can attack you while you're dragging them. Next is my favorite character in this game, Aura Singh. What's that, you don't know her? You don't remember her from that tiny unimportant shot we saw on her in Phantom Menace? Well, she's in Clone Wars, she's an assassin, she trained Boba Fett, she can wield lightsabers, she fought off and killed Jedis, she's force sensitive. She's a force sensitive lightsaber wielding assassin. That's so cool, I threw her in a D&D campaign of mine. Anyway, in this game she rides a swoop, she has a sniper rifle which she points in the direction of the enemies, and it also ricochets, so it has multiple chances of hitting. Kuoga is a Wookiee who drives an AT-AT battle tank. He is slow but armored. His weapon is the tank's cannon. Tomto Screech is Lando Calrissian in The Return of the Jedi disguise. He drives a desert skiff and has a cannon on it. Pugwash is a Dug who drives a pod racer but isn't Sebulba for some reason. We already have that character, we don't need him again. We already have a Dug who drives a pod racer. Anyway, the pod racer is really fast and its special move is it can do a speed boost to ram enemies. A speed boost so fast, it can break the game. Witten is a Jawa who controls a battle droid on top of a stab. The stab has an ion blast thing that holds the enemy down and electrocutes them, and then releases them. Malakili is the owner and trainer of a Rancor, which for some reason is in a vehicle combat game. And his special power is smashing enemies with his hands. Next is Lobot. You might remember him as the dude who doesn't talk and is barely in The Empire Strikes Back. He drives a cloud car which can entrap you in temporary carbonite. Bosch is Princess Leia in her bounty hunter outfit. She drives a speeder bike and throws fire grenade things. And last is Darth Maul. This is probably the only game where Darth Maul doesn't feel fun to be. In this one, he sits in his Sith speeder and he rams into vehicles with his lightsaber. Okay, so I know all the planets in order.
The Dune Sea.
The Dune Sea.
Hoth.
Hoth.
Naboo.
Naboo.
Death Star 2.
Death Star 2.
Dagobah.
Dagobah.
Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley.
Yavin 4.
Yavin 4.
Cloud City.
The Dune Sea is Tatooine, closer to where Luke lived. It's empty sand and farmhouses, and it has cool things like banthas and bones and this floating ship, possibly part of Luke's home, and the Sarlacc, which can hurt you. The droids in this level are located inside the sandcrawler, and you just shoot it to get them out. If you shoot it after you have gotten all the droids out, it is destroyed. Hoth has AT-ATs, this cannon you can shoot, and Wampas. Destroy probe droids to get the droids here. Naboo has this cool chessboard. You either smash the pieces together to get droids, or this blue stuff that turns you invincible. It also has this jumpy thing, and these statues that hold big blue balls. You can destroy them and the balls will go rolling around, and if they hit ya, they'll stun ya. They also have the faces of who the hell is this? And they also have Naboo people cheering you on. Death Star 2. We got these blue shields, you shoot them and they turn green and let you boost through them. We got vents that shoot fire if it's broken. We got towers that shoot you for being too high. The Death Star laser. And also, to get droids, you kill TIE fighters in the trenches. Dagobah. This is the swampy planet of shit. We have Yoda's house, ships in the water, bats, fish that bite if you stand in the water too long, and this cool as hell dragon snake just moving along the waters. To get droids, shoot the A-Wing. Tatooine Mos Eisley. Here, you're in the town, and you got a crowd watching you on the side. Cool things here is a ship that moves, these giant cigars that will attack players. To get the droids, break the wall with the most cracks. The power droid, however, you have to do this to get him. Yavin 4. Coolest thing here is a giant gold ball. You touch it and become invincible temporarily, and everything that gets hit by it as it rolls down gets hurt. You shoot these poles to get the droids, and then if you shoot these ugly statue dudes, this yellow dude chases you to hurt ya. Cloud City. Now this place is special because you got starting floors, you got upper floors, you can be flung into the sky. There's an outer area where you get through doors returning from the door that you came. The outer area has these speed boosts and these fans that can blow you over the walls, which lets you jump off the planet and somehow come flying back into the level. If you're a snow speeder, you don't even need the fans, you can just hop the wall. Okay, now my big issue with the place. I don't know where the hell the droids are. I know it has something to do with this thing, but I don't know exactly how to do it, so if you know, please tell me in the comments below. Oh yeah, and you can get trapped in carbonite. So I first learned of this game because my dad brought it home. Not only was it one of the games he ever bought me, but it was one of the games he ever played with me. He played it weird though, he only wanted to destroy things in it and not fight anyone. Also, he seemed to really like the AT-AT walkers, so one day at McDonald's, I saw a different game that had the AT-AT walkers and tried to get him to play that, and he didn't wanna. And yeah, weirdly, McDonald's had games in the early 2000s, just like sitting out in the open you could play. Anyway, Dad didn't like that I was better than him at the game, So he stopped playing with me, and it's literally the last good memory I have of him. I wasn't even a teenager yet, and that's it. Him playing the game with me, but playing it weirdly, is the last good memory I have of him. And I know I just repeated myself, but it's just weird to think that. In fact, I don't know that I could think of a single good memory of my father that didn't come from playing this game. In a way, this game holds like a version of my dad that at least tried to care. As if it's like a father from a different reality or something. And maybe that's why I go back to this game. Well, that and the killer soundtrack, and I really want to show you, but YouTube won't let me. So, like, here, go watch this guy's channel, where he got to upload the songs, even the secret bonus Mos Eisley song, which is a bop and you should listen to. So is this a good game? Well, frankly, it sets out to do what it wants to do, so if this is your kind of game, yes, it's good. However, this is not my kind of game. This isn't even a game I can recommend. It's not bad, it's just not in a genre of games I ever play. If you love Twisted Metal or Vigilante 8, then give this one a go. But if not, then I don't know how much enjoyment you will get out of it. Other than the soundtrack's really a bop, you just gotta go check it out. Anyway, feel free to like and share and subscribe for more content. I'll be making more content.